Hey, what's up everybody? 3D Theory here. Today is February 2nd, 2025 at 6:35 p.m. and this is vlog number 72. For those of you who are familiar with the stuff that I print on my channel, you probably know what I'm printing on all 5 of my Bambu Lab A1 3D printers. As you can tell here, we got the latches and the plates, and down at the bottom there in those black boxes is where I keep all the finished latches and plates. And there's always some people who ask what I use these for. I don't really go into the details of that, but it connects to a larger product that I sell. So this is what this is for. I print them out in large batches all at once, and time came for more orders. So now the small tiny 3D print farm of 5 Bambu Lab A1 3D printers are being used for these latches and plates. And I specifically use this one with the AMS light mounted on top for when those printers over there don't have enough filament left on the spool to finish a plate or a latch completely. And I throw it on here and I use the auto refill function, so it'll use up whatever's left on one spool and then just switch over to the next spool to finish off the print, which is super helpful. Here is the entirety of the tiny 3D print farm. This is my little light over here, and that's pretty much it. And I'll show you from the other angle as well. Here I'm standing next to my light, and this is pretty much it. This is just my tiny little 3D print farm. I used to have a little table right here, which I take out sometimes when I need to use it for other things, which I'm currently using for assembly. And I put all the free 3D prints that are available on my Maker World linked in the description below on the table here. So if you guys are interested, my Maker World link is down in the description. And also, I sell one product now on Etsy, and it's the traditional animation desk pen cup. If you guys are interested, check it out. I'll probably make this in my introduction video, but these videos, the vlogs, they're more of a hangout video. Some people in the comments want a more structured video, and these vlogs are not as structured. They're more like a hangout session where I could just hang out with the community, show them what I'm doing, and we can kind of share ideas together in the comments. And that's what mainly this vlog format's all about. I cover my print farm stuff and just some updates and some things I learned along the way. And I started this back, I think in July of last year, if I'm not mistaken. And you'll notice that there are vlogs from the yellow theme on the thumbnail. And the more structured videos are ones that are kind of blue on the thumbnail. So you'll see like a blue theme thumbnail and a yellow theme thumbnail. The yellow theme thumbnail are more hangout vlog sessions, while the blue theme thumbnails are more structured video content. Now that we got that cleared up, those bottom plates are about to finish in about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna show you one of the topics I wanna cover today. And that is, I don't know if people know, but PEI sheets wear out over time, and you can get ghost images of the things you print out very often on them on your other prints. So while we're down here, let me show you what we got printing out. So in these boxes, I got left latches, right latches, left plates, and right plates. And basically they just, feed into each other. Left latch goes onto a left plate, and there's springs. And I have videos of how I assemble this, and I show you where I put the springs and all that. But this attaches to a larger product. And once another batch of these are needed, I completely just focus my entire little tiny 3D print farm on printing out sets. So one full set is what you see here, and then on this one, I print out one latch on the left side, one latch on the right side, one plate on the left side, one plate on the right side. Now before we get to the plates, because I'm still waiting for them to finish up, I wear my P95 mask when I come in here. I print with PETG, and when I close up my window over there and take out that fan that I have as kind of an exhaust, this room becomes very hot. On average, whether it's cold outside or not, it gets to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit in here. And that's when I close up the window over here. And right now, because I got the fan going, it kind of cooled down a tad bit, but it's 84.7 degrees Fahrenheit with a 31% humidity level. This room becomes like a big enclosure, and it's perfect for the PETG prints that I run. If you guys saw my enclosure video, you see when there's cool drafts, what can happen. Some major warping, layer shifts, and whatnot. And it looks like that one there finished up. There you have it. So this just finished up. It's still really hot, but I'm gonna try to pull the print off the print plate. Woo, that is hot. So this is a Bambu Lab print plate, and that is hot. I usually wait till it cools down a little bit more, but for this purpose where I want to demonstrate the ghosting, that occurs. I'm gonna try to pull it off real quick here. Yep, that came out really nice. The prints with the PETG that I use, it's great. I get it from a supplier on Alibaba, and the company's called Do Well, DOWELL. You can find them on Alibaba. They have some really great PETG. But as you can see on the flip side of this print plate, it's really nice and smooth. I haven't really used this too much, but on the opposite side, you got a ghost image of that plate. And what happens is, since I've printed out about 200 of these plates, maybe even more, maybe like 250 of those plates, on the print bed, you can definitely see a ghost image, and that doesn't go away. I use isopropyl alcohol to wipe it down every time, but it stays. And if I were to print something else out, you'd see a little ghost image in the reflection of another print that you print out. Let's say print out one of my traditional animation desks on this side. On the bottom, you would see this square with these little squares here, these little rectangles. So for those of you who are not familiar, PEI sheets do wear out over time like this. And although they still work, you're just gonna get ghost images, and also they end up sticking too well to the print plate, and sometimes it's hard to take off. But since I've been using isopropyl alcohol to wipe it down after each print, it still works great. Just picked up some new PEI sheets from Comgrow. It's COMGROW, and they're about $9 or $10 rather on Amazon right now. They're on sale. I think they're usually like $11 or $12. But when I saw that price on Amazon, I said, wow, you know, that's pretty good. So if you look here, they're pretty much Bambu Lab build plate. I haven't tried it out just yet. And as I'm flexing it, it does feel just slightly thinner, I could be wrong, than the regular Bambu Lab plates. But I'm gonna actually give these a shot and see how they work. I just thought it was a great price. And this isn't a sponsored video or anything. It's just, I was just amazed that I could find a Bambu Lab print plate PEI sheet for 10 bucks. That's pretty good. Now, while we're down here, I do wanna just take this off as well. Looking clean. And these boxes are almost full down here. I'm just gonna pop this back on real quick, just like that. Make sure it's nice and straight. And as you could tell, I don't know if you could see it in the video, but there's definitely a lot more ghosting going on this one. And I don't know why that is, but because I use it just the same amount as this one. But this one doesn't have as bad of a ghost image on there as this one. And while we're here, I'll just show you, I fill up my little spray bottle with 91% isopropyl alcohol, and I just give it a little quick spray down. And I bought this little bottle from Daiso. I thought it was kind of neat the way it was, kind of just small and compact like that. So I just give it a quick wipe down. And as I do, I kind of feel if there's any more PETG on there, and I feel a little bit of bumps that are there, but I wipe it down and it's good to go. I'll just start the next print after I check whether or not I have enough filament, and I certainly do for one more. There's the left plate and there's the right plate. Those are ready to go. All right, guys, and another thing I wanted to mention, here is a couple of left latches that I printed out. And as you can tell here and there, I don't know what happened, but there was a little bit of an error that occurred there. And funny enough, it happened on this one as well. And this one was printed out on the AMS. As you can tell, we got one spool that goes all the way up to here, and from here on up, it's a different spool. You could tell by the slightly different gray color. And since I printed that one out on this one, and I printed this one out on that one, it was very strange. These two errors happened exactly at the same time. So when I came in, that one was having an error here, and the other one was having an error there. And they're completely unrelated. And I tried to go with the path of least resistance to fix this sort of thing. So what I did is I just stopped the print, took them off, and started the print again. And since then, they've been printing out perfectly. So I really don't know what it was. It was just strange that they both happened at the same time on the same side latch, but on different printers. But nonetheless, I just stopped it, started another print, and it worked out just fine. And sometimes I talk about little adventures I go on. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of adventures I went on recently, and I have a little bit of footage I can show you. A little adventure I went on recently was to the Japanese gardens in Van Nuys, California, as well as I went over to Tarzana City in California to, funny enough, a US post office where they had Tarzan memorabilia from the original live-action Tarzan movie. And the guy who created the Tarzan character ended up having a ranch out where it's currently known as Tarzana, and there's some correlation there. It's called Tarzana because of the guy who came up with the character of Tarzan. And so I'm gonna take you on a little tour of the Japanese gardens where they filmed scenes from Star Trek The Next Generation, and we're gonna hop into that little adventure there. So that there is a building that was featured in Star Trek The Next Generation. As you can see here, it was in Starfleet Academy The Next Generation, filmed at the Japanese Garden in Van Nuys. Very cool. Here is the Japanese Garden in Van Nuys. It's a real nice walk. You enter through these wooden doors, and it's a beautiful area, and it goes for, it's like a half-hour walk. But this is that building which was featured in Star Trek The Next Generation. A little tea area that they used to serve tea at. Pretty cool. Overlooks the waters here. Very nice. Beautiful day. Just below, we got a ton of fish. Wish I brought my my casting rod. I don't think you can fish here. Still really cool though. Here in this building is that authentic tea house. So I assume you would just come, sit down on the floor, and they'd serve you tea. That'd be really cool. All right, now we enter into the Star Trek building. By the way, some cool turtles there. Let's see what else we got. Some water right there. Got some, looks to be some sort of memorabilia. And yeah, we're inside that building now. And below here, check it out. We've got a bunch of fish, and they're pretty big fish. And you can't probably see them, but there's a whole school of fish right there. Like the tiny ones. Pretty cool. So that was a little fun adventure at the Japanese Gardens. And now let's hop on over to Tarzana, to the post office, funny enough, where they had a lot of memorabilia. All right, guys, while we're in the neighborhood, we're actually in Tarzana at the Tarzana Postal Office. And I heard that in here, there's actually Tarzan memorabilia from the original Tarzan. And I also heard that that's why they named Tarzana Tarzana, because the guy who filmed Tarzan ended up buying this area. So let's go inside and take a look. And as you can see here, they have art, drawings, newspapers, seems like photographs of the Tarzan movie. Just below, as you're waiting in line at the US Post Office, as you can see here, there's a bunch of memorabilia down here from Tarzan. I just think it's so funny that the US Post Office in a city called Tarzana has Tarzan memorabilia. I just thought that was really cool. And all these cool drawings that you see down there, real classic stuff. And it was a real blast to be able to see all that. Yeah, and so that was the US Post Office in Tarzana. Really interesting, fun stuff. And not only that, both of those were completely free. So it was really fun to be able to do all that stuff for free. All right, guys. Well, that about wraps it up here in the tiny 3D print farm of 5 Bambu Lab A1 3D printers. If there's anything you guys want to talk about or have any questions, please reach out down in the comments below. Looking forward to hearing from you all. Till next time, peace, love, and joy.